Welcome back to another Telltale video. This time, the next in our February relationships read is a fairly new, new meaning it was published in January 28th of 2002, literary fiction work called Satisfaction by an author named Alina Reyes. And Alina Reyes is not a U.S. or British author. Reyes sounds Spanish. All I know is she's from somewhere over in Europe. Anyway, this is the only work I've ever read by this author. I had never heard of her before, but I came across a review of this of Satisfaction, and it was praising it quite a bit, and praising Alina Reyes quite a bit, and she's got a fair amount of respect among literary circles. So I thought, I gotta read this book. Basic synopsis is that there's a husband and wife, and the wife discovers a sex doll in their garage. But rather than becoming infuriated that he had this sex toy when he's married to her, which most women would be ballistic, she takes an interest in it. And they bring it into their lives, and it kind of takes over their lives. They become kind of obsessed with it, and it ultimately leads to tragedy. So this isn't your average pornography. It's got something greater going on in it. It makes very clear that this couple has kind of drifted away from one another, and they no longer know how to take pleasure in one another. Which, I mean, let's face it, happens all the time between married couples, that they kind of lose it. But in the real world, of course, married couples don't become obsessed with a sex doll. They just kind of grow apart, and their lives become more boring, and they don't have sex very often. Sometimes one of them goes out and has an affair because of it, but I mean, it never results in a story quite like this. But I still think Alina Reyes is bringing that in as kind of like a metaphor that is spotlighting the problems between this couple and their relationship. The style of writing here, it's a little bit on the surrealistic side, kind of dreamlike, kind of different, not just a straightforward story. It seems fairly well written, and this isn't your average romance novel. This isn't Lady Chatterley's Lover. This isn't ACOTAR. This is something very different, something like I've never read before. Even so, even though I did enjoy it, I wouldn't call it a great novel. It's definitely not a top tale, and I don't think I would recommend it to anybody, because I don't know who to recommend it to. Based on, if you like romance novels, this isn't that. If you like ACOTAR, this isn't that. If you like Lady Chatterley's Lover, this isn't that. If you like Anais Nin, this is a little closer to that, but it's a little more bizarre. But it isn't straight out surrealism like The Breast by Philip Roth. It's a little of all those and none of those. And so I work in marketing. I'm not sure how I would market this novel. It doesn't fit into any of the standard categories. It doesn't fit into, I mean, you can throw it into literary fiction, but that's where you throw everything that you don't know how to classify. It's all that and none of that. It's a very different novel, and for that reason, I think that's why people think that Alina Reyes and Satisfaction are something really worthwhile, because it is kind of different. But I just don't think she quite has what she's after yet. I think it falls short of what it could be. That's just my feeling about it. And so I was looking for works that would be more than just smut for this month, more than just romance. And I tried this one, and it is more than all that, but, I wanted stuff that I could call classics. This is not a classic. But still, worth hearing about. So if you've read anything by Alina Reyes, if you've read Satisfaction, or if you have just any other thoughts on the subject, feel free to leave us comments. Like us, subscribe to us, come back. We're going to have a lot more after February. We're going to get off of this topic mostly and back to our standard things. I hope you'll indulge us for this. I just thought it would be interesting to do a month of Valentine's Day type stuff and explore some of the better known, better respected works that discuss human relationships and human sexuality. Because it is a big part of literature and a big part of books today. It's hard to avoid. There's a lot of it out there, and a lot of interest in it. So, go off and read whatever it is you enjoy reading, and I hope to see you again.